for the call. Let's go to Bobby. Hey, Bobby, welcome to the program. What's on your mind?
Hi, Lars. Boy, I am convinced more than ever that this was an inside job, and tell me if you agree with my thinking here. Look, if you and I wouldn't do this, of course, but if we had to stalk out Trump on a Sunday afternoon, you'd think, the most likely places he would be maybe a church, maybe at a playground at a park playing with his grandkids. Maybe he'd be at a local soup kitchen donating some of his time. Those would be the places that you would stalk out.
Are you being sarcastic? Because we know everybody who follows Trump knows that he golfs, and he loves golf, and he goes golfing when he gets the opportunity, which probably these days is not very often. So you have to tell my audience, are you being sarcastic?
No, I really don't think he plays that much golf. I thought, the amount of time he spends with his grandchildren, is so much, and the time he spends at local charities helping out.
How do you know that?
Because he talks about it all the time. He's the most caring person who's always given back to the community.
Okay, so what's your point? I guess I'm trying to figure out what your point is.
Well, that's how nobody would ever think, without inside information, that he would be at his own golf course. I mean, I thought this would-be assassin, like I said, you'd camp out outside of a church or something, because we know Trump.
Okay, Bobby, I understand you're just being a jerk, but that's okay. You know what I expect? I expect a lot more calls from the Bobbies of the world, because Bobby is what you call a seminar caller. And seminar callers, Rush Limbaugh, I think, created the term way back in the day. And what it means is they're liberals who get a set of talking points, not necessarily handed out to them officially, but they get the idea, I'm going to call in and I'm going to be sarcastic. And that's why I ask him if he's being sarcastic, saying, well, Donald Trump would be at a soup kitchen, or he'd be doing this, or he'd be doing that. Look, I know that he spends time with his grandkids, but I don't know that from my actual observation. I know he talks about his grandkids. I talk about my granddaughter. I only have one, and I'm going to make sure that I pay very close attention to her. But saying this, how would somebody have known? What he's trying to do is divert from the real information, and that's this. Donald Trump apparently added a round of golf at the last minute to his schedule for Sunday. It was not known. It was an OTR off the record, meaning it wasn't on the regular schedule. And I think it's a legitimate question to ask, how is it that this guy knew to be camped out next to the fence? According to the Secret Service or the FBI, he was camped out there for about 12 hours. He brought all of the things that he thought he was going to need: a GoPro camera. Perhaps he planned to live stream it. At least he might have planned to record it. And then there's the question, apparently, was MSNBC shooting some video at the Trump golf course on Sunday? And if so, why? Because the two left-wing outfits, CNN and MSNBC, they barely covered Trump. And in fact, all of a sudden at Butler, Pennsylvania, in the middle of July, when that shooting happened, that attempted assassination, what you got was CNN all of a sudden was covering one of Donald Trump's live rallies. And people wanted to know why. And why would MSNBC be out at the Trump golf course shooting video on the day that just happened to be a second attempted assassination of Donald Trump? And all the sarcasm aside, Bobby, I think there are some serious issues to be considered here. And one of them is, if the Secret Service has been given the specific task of protecting the president, the vice president, and major candidates for office, why in the world are they doing their job so very, very badly? But I appreciate the call. Now, let me tell you about this.